Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Please be seated. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the co-presidents of the class of 2015, Ms. Carly Seecamp and Mr. Matthew Lowndes.
Welcome to the class of 2015's graduation. I'm Matt Lowndes, co-president of the class of 2015.
And I'm Carly Seecamp, also co-president of the class.
Carly, before we start, let's take a selfie. When are we going to be in this situation ever again?
Oh my God. Are you smiling? All right, go turn around. Woo!
Okay, now that we got that over with, Carly and I would like to welcome you to our graduation. For the last 3 years, we've been co-presidents, and it has been a pleasure to lead this awesome class.
We would like to thank everyone for coming tonight. It truly means a lot to not only Matt and I, but to the rest of our class. Also, I'd like to thank Matt Lowndes. And if you can't see from here, he's actually standing on 5 phone books in order to see over the podium.
Sorry we all aren't 6 feet tall. Good luck finding a boyfriend taller than you. We love joking around. We've been doing this for years. We have separate speeches, and I'm a gentleman, so I'm going to let Carly go first.
While the selection for me to represent the class of 2015 may have been a lapse in judgment from my classmates, I know that Matt and I have done an above-average job at being co-presidents. Leaving that I may not be the best model student, I mean, honestly, I've been late to first period 107 times. Don't worry, Mom, it was just an elective. And I can't remember the last time I stayed in class for 41 minutes without taking a break in the hallways. What's with 41 minutes anyway? That's something I should have changed as president. Why not 40, Mr. Fine? Sorry, anyways, I feel as though I have the ability to make an original, sentimental, and hopefully comical speech. So here's my best shot. Matt and I are honored to have all of you here to celebrate a small yet meaningful part of our lives. And I thank you for spending your time coming to congratulate us. I know that it wasn't easy for all of you to come and sit through this when you could have been watching Netflix or worrying about the latest gossip on Caitlyn Jenner. We have had a fantastic 4 years here. That wouldn't have been possible without Mr. Fine, Ms. Mondini, Mr. Fromm, thanks for getting me out of a parking ticket, and to the rest of the faculty. So again, thank you for all that you have done for us. I have to admit I have heard from at least half of the class about how much they want to get out of East Hampton and how done they are with high school. I get that. We all have to move on, like how America needs to move on from the Kardashians. While I do wish everybody bright and beautiful futures, I know that each and every one of us is going to miss this unified community. We will all retreat back to this bubble, crying at some point or another. I'll miss the beach being 5 minutes away. I'll miss Goldberg's. It's okay, Dad, you still have the best fried chicken in New York State. I'll miss being asked, what's a bonacker from other teams, and responding, it's a clam digger. I'm proud to be a bonacker and couldn't imagine growing up anywhere else or with anyone else, especially my best friends, AKA squad. So from the bottom of my heart, I truly wish each of you a successful and enjoyable future. I'm Carly Seacamp, and I want to congratulate my fellow classmates on completing probably the 4 easiest years of our lives. Before I let Matt take the reins, good luck, by the way, he never shuts up. I ask you to hug your loved ones and enjoy the special night. Thank you. Joe, sit down.
Good job. No,
Thank you.
stay there.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
Hello, class of 2015. I had my first Red Bull before this. I'm amped. Mr. Fine told Carly and I to write a 3-minute welcome speech. Did you really think you could constrain me for 3 minutes, Mr. Fine? I'll admit, I can't shut up. Anyway, Mr. Fine's the only one laughing right now. It's great. I'm loving this. Anyway, before I get into my speech, I would just like to preface that I use song titles and lyrics in what I wrote. I know there's some old people out there, like my grandfather, 85 years old. He will not understand any of this. Quickly, a shout out to Mr. Quicko for helping me with my speech and Burke for the selfie stick. Okay. In September of 2011, we came in like a wrecking ball. We were all so innocent and excited. What happened? After 4 years, we've definitely reached our potential at the high school. Just look up at the walls in our gym and the banners that we have hung. Look around the school and see our artwork decorating the halls. Our faces line the homepage of our school website for our social and academic achievements. Our senior motto was, we run this. Doing whatever we want. This is our house. This is our rules. We can't stop, and we won't stop. And Mr. Fine has the blistered hands to prove it. Zip ties, Mr. Fine, zip ties! For those of you who don't know, we zip tied every single locker in the school. And for senior joke week, I guess, pranks, sorry. And Mr. Fine, instead of letting it play out, got here at 6:30 and decided to rip them open with his hands. Your loss. We finally won March Madness this year, although unofficially speaking, we totally won at least once before. I knew we were trouble when we won the guys' floor hockey event freshman year. By the way, that team has not lost in March Madness undefeated. Yoo! Tommy Dayton and crew. As a class, we've always worked well together, and I say we're in the Class A team. Sitting up here, I see such a diverse group of accomplished peers. We have future college athletes, future engineers, doctors, lawyers, rising star musicians, artists ready to leave our mark on the culture, and future business owners, not only here in East Hampton, but all throughout the country. Classmates, before you go put on your suit and ties, take a good 4 years or so to shut up and dance. As we enter a new period of life and new places, and as we make new friends, we'll always be Bonnickers. Everyone has some sort of Bonnick story, whether it's seeing a shark at the beach, or sitting next to Paul McCartney at Hampton Chutney. By the way, I went to Hampton Chutney today, and Paul McCartney was in fact there, so this does actually happen. Mr. Barber always said, you guys always grew up in a bubble. That's true, we did. I mean, look, we're under a bubble, literally. There's a stereotype that we're all a bunch of super rich kids, when we're not. We all work really hard in the summer to earn a lot of money. We're just lucky enough to do that hard work at the beach. 10 years from now, I'm not worried about our grade. I know that we will be extremely successful in whatever path we take. I ask you to take 4 or 5 seconds before you leave here today. Thank your teachers, your principals, coaches, friends, custodial staff. Shout out to LC if he's here right now. And most importantly, your parents. For without these adults in our lives, we would not be where we are today. I ask you to walk around and look at the high school and cherish the last time you will be here, as today is our send-off to the next chapter of our lives. Today marks the day where we no longer have to ask to go to the bathroom. Or explain why it took forever to find an open bathroom. Really, Mr. Fine? Really? I gotta go. Today we get closer to becoming an adult, which means we have no more excuses. It's all on us now. Welcome to the class of 2015's graduation ceremony. We started from the bottom, now we're here. Congratulations to my fellow classmates. Thank you. Thank you. That's it.
Same.
No, I'm good. I'm just leaving it.
So much for short jokes, bathroom humor. That's all right. I want to welcome you all here today. I think Carly and Matt did a good job of that. But I want to recognize we have board members from East Hampton here, our board president, Mr. J.P. Foster, our superintendent and assistant superintendents are here this evening. The superintendent from Montauk is here, Mr. Perner. I also want to take an opportunity to welcome all you parents, and I would also like to welcome our graduates, the class of 2015. I always have said this event, which celebrates the whole graduating class, is really about the individuals which make up this high school. This year we celebrate the accomplishments of 171 spirited, respectful, resilient, empathetic, and passionate students, the class of 2015. In the movie, As Good as It Gets, Jack Nicholson plays a bigoted, mean-spirited, foul-mouthed character who finds himself falling in love with his neighbor. She asks him at dinner, "Can't you say anything nice to me?" After a moment's hesitation, Nicholson's character quietly replies, "You make me want to be a better man." Although Ms. Mondini might disagree, I prefer to think that my own character flaws do not rise to the level of Nicholson's character. But I could tell you that there are people seated in the risers behind me this evening who have, for the last 4 years, made me a better man and made me want to be a better principal. They have made those of us who work at this school to be better teachers, coaches, and counselors by their life stories and by their examples. They have inspired us to try to give them a school they deserve. So I'm going to give you a few examples of that. I have known Emily and Angie for the past 3 years. Both students have profound hearing loss. American Sign Language, as you can see, is their primary communication. 2 words that come to mind when I think of these students are persistence and determination. Both ladies wanted to attend comprehensive, rigorous high school near their homes. In addition, they are great advocates for themselves, and they do not accept no for an answer. We should all be in awe of their bravery, determination. Emily and Angie showed their determination in areas outside of school. Both ladies obtained a driver's license and have secured multiple jobs independently. Between both of these fine young ladies, they both have been recognized for various art honors and other high school awards here at East Hampton. They are role models for us, and both will attend Gallaudet next year. Two years ago, we started our Build On Club, a club that would take the responsibility of building schools in impoverished countries around the world. The national organization that oversaw this activity required us and required our school to raise upwards of $100,000 to complete the school and the trek. Understanding the ins and outs of fundraising, I did not think this number could be achieved or met by our students. As history would prove, once again and again, I was wrong. Our students and their advisors achieved this goal, not once, but twice over a 2-year time period. They helped construct 2 schools, one in Senegal and one in Nepal. This is a testament to the will of our students and to the commitment of this community. These 2 things inspire me every day. The 6-year-old child of a teacher here, Mr. Leary, Morgan, was diagnosed with a brain tumor last summer. As a father of 4, I cannot imagine what Mr. Leary was going through. As our school staff mobilized to help the family, our senior class also mobilized. Not prompted by our staff, but prompted by the sense of love and community, they began to raise money for the family. At times, it is very easy to raise money in this community. Ask a few adults, and they give you a lot of money. Done. Money raised. But not in this case. The seniors only collected money from other EHH students. Money from adults and community members was not accepted. Within a week, when all was said and done, they raised $1,500 for the Leary family. Truly inspiring. I also remember the individual battles a number of you have had, the challenges that teenagers should not have to face. You have taken on adult problems such as poverty, homelessness, and disease, and you have rose above these obstacles and come through the fog as better people, students, and you are now more equipped to deal with what life has to deal with you. You are the inspiration behind my principal's advisory group. For the past 2 years, you have provided me with insight about the functioning of this school and attempted to make it a better place through honest dialogue with the principal. Your inspiration has not been lost on me. And shall we talk about your senior pranks? What other graduating class coordinates senior pranks with school personnel? Make sure nothing is damaged, and makes a video of the prank, puts music to it, and sits down and shows the administration the video with everybody in it. Only here. You have left this school, this mid-sized high school in the east end of Long Island, in great shape. Your college acceptances and achievements are excellent. This is the first graduating class ever to leave East Hampton with a higher advanced Regents diploma rate than a regular Regents rate. Not bad for a mid-sized school on the east end of Long Island. A school that continues to have the most talented artists, musicians, scholars, and athletes. From our outstanding concerts, artwork, all around our school, the class of 2015 defines the words effort, pride, and dedication. I am proud to say that not only have you succeeded in keeping the spirit at East Hampton flowing, but you have continued to support a school environment that is accepting and welcoming to all students. Today, and this year, should be remembered for the special memories and this dynamic and welcoming school environment you have created here. Many of you are happy to finally be leaving high school. I hope that years from now, you look back and you see that it was a positive experience and that you can tell everybody that at East Hampton, we are tolerant, accepting, and welcoming to all. I hope the friends and relationships that you have made are long-lasting. The positive impact you have made here will impact future graduating classes. No matter all the changes that are happening in schools today, you cannot change this community's commitment towards small-town, student-centered, and focused education, something all of you should never forget. Something that has become a tradition here at East Hampton High School, we like to recognize seniors who are graduating and going into the military. If anybody here is a senior graduating and going into the military, please rise, or plans to go into the military at a later date. All three post-secondary paths that you have chosen, the college, military, and the workforce, are very respectful, and I am proud of everything you have accomplished. As I tell my own children, all four of them, this is actually a break for me. This is pretty easy, actually, no. But as I tell my own children, your character is who you are when nobody is watching. So no matter what you do and what you are going to do in life, always remember to put the needs of others before your own. Be positive. Life is finite, so enjoy what it has to offer. I close by asking you to go forward and never forget where you came from. This is truly a special and unique place. What I always say, blaze a trail for others to follow. You have done that here at East Hampton High School. I want to thank you, parents, for these wonderful children that I've had for the last 4 years. I want to thank you to Maria Mondini, who I often forget to thank at this event, 6 previous times. I want to thank you to my secretary, Joan Cangelosi, Cindy Darenberg, Marcia Diaz, and Dave Fiorello, and the whole grounds crew for making this possible. Elsie Nelson, and the custodians, who none of this could have happened without. Our class advisors, Ms. Diaz and Ms. Helfand, and the school counselors and all the staff that made this evening possible for this group of wonderful students. I leave you with the following quote from Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. Thank you. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the salutatorian of the class of 2015, Ms. Cameron DeGate.
Oh, it's windy. All right. Hello, and thank you for coming to this year's graduation ceremony. I am Cameron DeGate, this year's salutatorian. When I first found out that I was salutatorian, my first reaction was just, great, now I have to write a speech. It's like saying, for doing so well in high school, getting good grades and all that, we're gonna honor you and reward you by giving you an extra assignment. And not only that, you get to read it in front of hundreds of people. So thank you, dearly. And in typical senioritis fashion, I put it off till the last minute. I actually had a nightmare a couple months ago where I showed up at graduation and I had no speech, and it was terrible. It was an awful dream, and it still did not motivate me in the least to start writing. So, but I did it, so it's all good. But when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing, so naturally the first thing I did was look it up on Google, and I found on Urban Dictionary the definition of salutatorian as, quote, the person who just missed being valedictorian by a few GPA points. A very miserable person indeed, end quote. With the example being, Kelly's crying in the bathroom. Why? She just found out she's salutatorian. Now don't worry, I wasn't crying in the bathroom. I saved that for later at home in bed with Netflix and ice cream. But just kidding, I was fine. It's still a great honor. And to show how okay with that I am, I made a little list of tips and advice, I guess, of things I now know after being in second place. So, here's my list called Things I've Learned by Almost Winning Something. Number 1, don't compare yourself to others. But if you do it to make yourself feel better about yourself. For example, when you're feeling down, just remind yourself that Will Smith has the 3rd child that no one knows about. That poor kid. Number 2, losing to family makes it 10 times worse. For those of you that don't know, Georgia the valedictorian is my cousin. And I don't mean that weird 3rd cousin 5 times removed that you see across the room at family parties. She's my 1st cousin, we're very close. I'm pretty sure our parents have had bets on who's gonna win this little competition since we're born. I obviously lost, so sorry, Mom. And I would apologize to my dad, but he's a Jets fan, so he's kind of used to this thing by now. Number 3, remind yourself of all the times you did win. I don't mean to brag or anything, but I did beat Georgia once at a little game I like to call Clown Splash. You know that carnival game where you shoot water into the clown's mouth? Kind of the champ. So, yeah, Georgia might be valedictorian or whatever, but did she get a giant pink lizard? That was me. Number 4, don't look up sayings about being in second place. Just don't do it. Just to list a few. If you're not first, you're last. Second place is the first loser. Either you're first or you're nothing. And my personal favorite, in New York, they like winners. They don't like second place. Thank God I chose the college in New York, right? Now for some more serious tips. Don't worry, we provided tissues under the chairs in preparation. I'm very inspirational. Number 5, in the wise words of Juliana Sanabria, strive to be the best version of yourself. Everyone is different and has different skill sets, so it doesn't matter how everyone else is doing, just as long as you're giving it your all. Number 6, don't take things so seriously. There's no point in anything if you're not having fun with it, so don't sweat the small stuff. It's not worth it. All that. Number 7, don't regret anything. Don't think about the things you should have or shouldn't have done, because you can't change it now. There's no point. These are going to be the best 4 years of our lives, so make sure you're living in them and not in the past. And finally, for number 8, I have a quote that has meant a lot to me, and I think many of you will be familiar with it. So, without further ado, number 8, first is the worst, second is the best, and third is the one with the treasure chest, mainly because she doesn't have to make a speech. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2015.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2015, Ms. Georgia Bennett.
Let me just get adjusted. Hold on. I know you've already been welcomed, but I'd just like to welcome you again. Welcome to the East Hampton High School graduation ceremony for the class of 2015. To start my speech, I would like to thank all of the people who have made this graduation possible. The class of 2015 truly appreciates everything you have done. It is important to recognize the greatness of our teachers, parents, and mentors, because without them, we would not be graduating even half as great as we stand now. Before you is a class of bright, young, talented people ready to head off into the world. Our class is a perfect circle of every type of successful student. We are amazingly well-rounded. We have students who are successful at sports, music, academics, fine arts, and much more. We, the class of 2015, will always be a circle. Even as we part ways at the end of this short summer, we will remain unbroken in our commitment to not only our own success, but the success of those around us. For this reason, the class of 2015 will always be a family. Our constant love and support of one another will help us to remain a circle through all of our journeys. All of us are going to a better place with our brand new diplomas. Whether this is the workforce, college, or the military, the class of 2015 is going to accomplish great things with the amazing education they received at East Hampton High School. Throughout high school, or maybe even this year, much of the class of 2015 realized that there's a better home awaiting if we try, as quoted from Will the Circle Be Unbroken, arranged by J. David Moore. This realization was very important to every single one of us, and it pushed us to try our best in high school to get to somewhere better. Our efforts and perseverance have made it possible to present you with the successful class that is standing before you. I know from talking to some of my peers that quite a few of us are feeling some unease about leaving our hometown. I know as many of us leave our comfort zone, we'll be facing unfamiliar struggles. Again, I'd like to refer to Will the Circle Be Unbroken, which was my mantra all through senior year. Every challenge is a mountain. Even though it might seem impossible, every single mountain is climbable. We can all conquer our mountains and make them ours if we put our mind to it. The class of 2015 is full of successful students who are going places in life. I can't wait to hear about the accomplishments of my peers in 10 years. Even though we are all graduating, the class of 2015 will remain a family and a circle that never ends. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting if we try, Lord, if we try. I was singing with my sisters. I was singing with my friends, and we all can sing together, 'cause the circle never ends. One, two. I was singing with my sisters. I was singing with my friends, and we all can sing together, 'cause the circle never ends. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting if we try, Lord, if we try. I was born down in the valley where the sun refused to shine. But I'm climbing up to the high, gonna make that mountain mine. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I'd like to thank you all for coming to our graduation. Congratulations to the class of 2015.
So because I changed the program, because I can do that, but I didn't do it intentionally, I almost forgot the inspiration of my speech and the whole next presentation. So I'd like to introduce senior members of chorus and Mr. David Douglas, my inspiration.
We're the altos.
So what we're going to do now is move the podium, and we're going to begin with the presentation of diplomas. I'm going to ask the superintendent of schools to come up, Mr. Richard Burns, and the president of the Board of Education, Mr. J.P. Foster. As each graduate comes up, I ask you not to hold your applause. Please clap for your graduates. I've told them if it's not important to you to be here tonight, it's very important for all the people out there, so please celebrate this. It's a great moment. Yep. The other one had wheels when I dropped it on you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Close as you can get to the mic. As close as you can get to the mic.
Underneath the. Right way.
Should we be behind the stairs or what?
Georgia, you ready? The other one. No, the other one. Georgia.
Wait, is that so they're right now?
Georgia Burton Bennett. Cameron Elizabeth DeGate. Kelly Maureen Bowles. Matthew Willock Lowndes. Carly Seacamp. Jack Abraham Steyer. Leonela Acevedo. Robert Acala. Angie Bedoya. Emily Rodriguez Romero. Madison Lee Aldridge. Jessica Albarracin. Robert Bruce Anderson III. George Angelides. Nelson Arcila. Samantha Armijos. Alisa Bell. Mr. Fine. Reynaldo Barnes. Wait 1 second. Jesus Barranco. Carla Barreto. Christian Barrientos. Laura Barkey.
Don't forget to say my second last name too.
Daniela Bentecourt Fernandez. Jack Bistrian. Carter Black. Julia Claire Bone Young.
You say my middle name, so. Say my middle name.
Say it.
Yeah.
Zachary John Bogetti.
Can you say Thomas?
Take what?
Thomas?
Take it.
Yeah.
Ryan Bono. Skylar Brennan. Catherine Cecilia Briley. Jennifer Brito. Jenna Linnea Budd. Lydia Catherine Budd. Brian Butrago. Sheila Cabrera Garcia. Michael Robert Cahill. Amanda Paige Calabrese. George Calderon. Jorge Calderon. Jeffrey Calderon. Joanna Elizabeth Carreño. Melissa Castro Perez. Dana Maria Cebulski. Dana Bianca Chidivong. Diana Chumbi. Jonathan Chunchi. Nicholas Cyril. George Stephen Contreras. Marianne Mary Cook. Derek Paul Dasick. Farmer Thomas J. Dayton. Maxine Suzanne de Havenon. Sophia Ann De Pasquale. Matthew Duran. Hayo Dunn. Durani Echeverry. William John Ellis. Camille Marie Herb. Luciano Escobar. Eileen España. Cody Earl Esposito. Kyle Alexander Fallon. Matthew Fight. Parker Felon. Claudia Alexandra Fino. Jasmine Elizabeth Flores.
Just not my middle name, not my middle name, not my middle name.
Christopher Gallegos. Mariah Alexandra Jill. Marissa Arthina Gilbert. Camilo Londono. Riley Samantha Goldstein. Carla Mireya Gomez Peralta. Jaime Gonzalez Garcia. Olivia Greenwood. Kelly Vanessa Guerrero Merlos.
Can you say the middle name?
Allison Jude Harnett. Mahalia Corey Hensler. Jonathan Adam Henson. Ricardo Hernandez Gomez. James Hewitt II. Santiago Perez. Melissa Hurtado Aguirre. John Eric Inga. Hannah Islami. Kadisha Joseph. Aubrey James Jowers. Christopher Kalbacker. Colton John Kalbacker.
Melissa Castrati. Harrison Theodore Kennedy. Brandon Joseph Kim. Paul Thomas King III. Dylan Richard Lackner. Mallory LaFountain. Kyle James Leland. Edison Leone. Maxwell Lerner. Cynthia Lopez. Paula Lozano. Gabrielle Magnaldi. Leah Lawrence Macrianis. Dorothy Elizabeth Malik Atkinson. Stephanie Michelle Marin. Bronte May Marino. Alexis Gustavo Martinez. Arlita May. Charity McDermott. Joseph Michael McDonald. Liam Donnelly McGovern. Matthew Stephen McMullen. Rolando Merchan. Matthew Tyler Manold. Jacqueline Fitzmaurice Mesmer. Mercedes Gardenia Mizquiri Sinche. Emma Modak. Adrian Esteban Mora. Evelyn Maribel Morales Valverde. Sean Joseph Mocha. Brandon Carter Neff Jr. Nicholas Basil Newbert. Isabel Pearl Newton. Brian Oriamuno. Kimberly O'Sullivan. Kevin Ovando. Pedro Palacios. Joseph Palacios Chumbi. Tanya Mariuxi Palacios Otavalo. Kevron Cavey Palmer. Abraham Stanley Perez
Bahamondes. Kimberly M. Pilco Plaza. Anthony Andres Pineda. Jasmine Pineda. Erica Patricia Quichimbo Puya. Ruth Alyssa Quichimbo Puya. Maria Kishpe Balboa. Talia Heath Rayback. Where's your card? What's your name? Where's your card? What's your last name? Clever Ramon. Maria Ratana. Yara Rivera. Joshua Michael Rosario. Gustavo Rosas Maya. Juliana Elise Sanabria. Travis Mark Santiago. Mackenzie Geneva Shear. Francesca Clark Shelfout. Emily Cope Schutz. Patrick Andrew Silich. Matthew Walter Smedzinski. Yay. Brendan Mackenzie Snow. Sophie Alexandra Spencer. India Louise Stevens. Nicholas James Tulp. Haley Rose Tracy. Clinton Lee Thompson. Alex Javier Takuri Tipon. Barclay Stewart. Here, give this to him. Keaton Stewart. Brian Josue Sucolando Ordonez. Rafael Alexander Yanza. Alicia Williams. Nicholas Warner West. Alexis Ann Ward. I'm screaming. Cassidy Jade Walsh. Willem Wallace. Hannah Porter Vogel. Katia Solis.
You can take the Solis part out.
No, say it.
Esteban Jose Valverde Solis. Brian Yashinowski. Brady Spencer Yusko. And Hunter Patrick Zinell.
No. So I just want to explain a few things before I call up Ms. Bowles. So each year it's a tradition of the senior class to give the principal something besides agita. This group, they're puzzle pieces. They're not for my children. No, they're for me. So it's a big picture of them. I solved that myself, right? It took about 100 kids to go by, and I'm like, oh, that's it. So it gives me great pleasure now to introduce the Student Association's president, Ms. Kelly Bowles, who will present the class.
Thank you.
Okay. So first of all, Mr. Fine, you owe me $5. My mom cried. I saw her. Sorry, Mom. Called you out. Good evening. My name is Kelly Bowles, and I am president of the East Hampton High School Student Association. I would like to thank Mr. Fine, Ms. Mondini, Mr. Fromm, Dr. Hagan, Mr. Burns, the Board of Education, faculty, custodians, and most of all, our parents. For they are the people who gave themselves to make us better, gave us the future in front of us, and gave us a changing world we'll have to deal with. The future. When my dad graduated from high school in 1982, there was no internet, Google was unknown, and the Cold War was still going on. Just as he couldn't predict the future events, neither can I. But our lives are not about predicting the future. Rather, it's about being the people who can handle the future that breaks upon us, because the future is coming. Winston Churchill said, "To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often." And while perfection is a lofty goal, I believe we should and will be about the pursuit of excellence, being the best that we can be. I would like to give you a brief overview of the outstanding accomplishments and future plans of the class of 2015. 74 seniors have earned Regents diplomas, one of which is with honors. 85 students have earned Regents diplomas with advanced distinction, and 22 of these are advanced distinction with honors. 54 seniors are members of the National Honor Society. 158 members of this class, 92%, have chosen to continue their education next fall. 101, 59%, will attend four-year colleges, and 58, 40%, will attend two-year colleges and/or technical institutes. 2015 Bonnickers will be attending institutions such as Boston College, Brown University, Coastal Carolina University, Colgate University, Cornell University, Fordham University, Gallaudet University, High Point University, that one's my favorite, Lehigh University, Marist College, New York University, Northwestern University, Penn State University. We are. Penn State! That was just for Matt, just for him and Tally. Stanford University, SUNY College at Geneseo, Temple University, University of Miami, Villanova University, and many, many more. Eight students are graduating with a vocational certification from BOCES. In addition, 11 students will be entering the workforce, and 2 members of the class will be entering the armed forces. 588 advanced placements examinations were taken this May in 17 different courses. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the class of 2015. Seniors, please join me in moving your tassel from the right to the left.
Okay, you step back now.
What?
You go back with your class. Seniors, please rise. Pause and take the tassel off. It gives me great pleasure to present the class of 2015.